Hello, it's your boy Chumobi, of course from Travul. I've decided to take today to attend to some questions, in particular to inquiries people are making now as regards which CoS, that certificate of sponsorship, is the best option to travel to the United Kingdom with on a work visa route, especially with the latest update from the UK Home Office with the ban on care certificate, that's care CoS, as a work route for international immigrants who wants to move from outside the UK. There's a limitation on using healthcare CoS at the moment, so people are beginning to scramble around for an alternative CoS, and we've been getting a lot of questions in our community. That's Travul.org, WhatsApp, Telegram, social media platforms, and even on the website. We've been getting inquiries as regards which CoS is the best alternative or the route that I should consider. Is it the charity? Is it the creative CoS? Is it the religious CoS? Is it the construction or others that are available, as we have quite a number of them on our platform? So today is dedicated to answer your question. Yes, your question. Now, let's get into it. Who is a religious CoS for? Who is the charity CoS for? And who is creative CoS for? Let's handle these three first. And the reason is because these are, at the moment, the cheapest category of certificate of sponsorship that you can use to enter the UK on skilled work visa route or temporary charity worker route. Depends on which of them, but they are the cheapest as it stands. Because when you compare it to other, such as the construction CoS or some other category of CoS, you see a very huge difference in cost in processing either of these CoS. So let's get into it. Which should you go for? Which actually is meant for you? Let me start with the religious CoS. So there are majorly two categories of religious CoS. We have a minister of religious CoS, and then we have the religious worker CoS. So the minister of religious CoS is the tier 2 category of visa, and the religious workers is the tier 5. This category of CoS is basically created for religious workers, nothing more, nothing less. Who is a religious worker? So in case you're asking, am I a religious worker or do I fall in the category of religious worker? So the tier 2, minister of religion, if you are a pastor, a choir master, head of usher, prayer warrior, that's one vital role in the church. What are the roles? You just name it. In these categories of roles and offices that I just mentioned, the pastor, a branch pastor, assistant pastor, in fact, wife of a pastor, they call them Pastor Mrs. Yeah? So you fall under minister of religion category for the UK CoS if you are handling any of these positions or offices. So that's minister of religion. Then there is religious worker CoS, tier 5 category. So, and that is for you're an usher or cleaner in the church, a chorister, you sing, you're among the choir, media team in the church. Should I mention prayer warrior again? I don't know. Maybe a member of the prayer team. Yeah. There's quite a lot of departments in the church. So if you fall into any of this category, then religious worker CoS will be very suitable for you to enter into the UK with under temporary work visa category. And it's easier because we have a ton, like a lot of these CoS that are available, and as long as you know actively, within yourself that I am active in this religious role. And it doesn't have to be in a church. It could be in a mosque setting, probably as a Muslim religious worker. Yeah. So there are Muslim religious COS as well. I think we have some of that a couple of weeks back. Just that we have more of the Christian religious COS, because we have more of those activities, especially open in the UK, to Nigeria, and some of the African countries. So if you fall into any of those offices that I've mentioned, you want to consider entering to the UK via the religious COS route, whether tier 5 or tier 2, anyone. As long as you know that you have what it takes, or you are presently functioning in any of these offices in Nigeria or your country, and you can get maybe things we call supporting documents, a certificate from the church as a worker, or a training you partake in for you to serve in that office in the church. I understand that some churches run trainings for on-board workers, so, and then you got a certificate. These are supporting documents you can use for the visa application stage processing if you are going through religious COS. Yeah. And then next in that category is the charity COS. So charity COS is basically available for anyone who works in charity. Just as the name goes, you are a charity worker, you work with a foundation, an NGO, you render or offer any form or any kind of service in relation to charity. Whatever capacity, whether as a volunteer, a founder, a manager, a project manager, coordinator, whatever capacity, as long as you have experiences in the charity sector and you are actively working, you can enter into the UK via the charity COS route. The third one, which is the Creative CoS, is basically created for creative people. And who are these people? You're a singer, you're a creative person, a dancer, you're a creative person, a photographer, you are in the creative industry, a trumpeter, a drummer, you're in the creative space. The list is actually opened beyond the list I mentioned. It's quite longer. I think we have like a more fuller list in our community, which you can join. By the way, to access this list, you can just visit the website or the link www.travul.org/ttg. That's Travul Telegram group. Travul.org/ttg. You can join and access this information right there. So, as a creative worker, it means you are functioning actively in the creative space. You have experiences in this area. You are actively, whether singing or acting or dancing or whatever form of creative way you express yourself, you are qualified to enter into the UK via the Creative CoS. Now, this is the key part that you need to know. The United Kingdom of recent have made it mandatory that you need to go through the interview. So after your documentation, let's say your CV is ready, COS is ready, your application to the organization, everything has gone through, and then your visa application follows. An interview comes after your visa application, and it's a step that Home Office has kind of mandated now to be sure people are actually applying for things that they can really and actually do. Meaning, you are applying for a charity COS, they want to be sure you are actively involved in charities. You are applying for a religious COS, they want to be sure you are actively engaged in religious activities. And that's the whole purpose of this interview. And if you flop, no matter how airtight or loaded your documentations are, if you flop or make errors during the interview session, you could nullify and cancel out your visa chances. So I tell people all the time, make sure you have a vital experience or knowledge base on the area of the COS you're applying for. If it's charity, make sure you're engaged in charity or have some knowledge, some experience in charity. If it's religious, try to have the experience required as a religious worker. If it's the creative, same thing applies, so that during your interview you can boldly sit and answer questions coming directly from the VO, and you can leave that space with some level of assurance that I tackled this interview section and I'm expecting my visa, because people largely mess up their visa chances at these interview stages. a lot. I've experienced or seen quite a number of people at this stage who messed up things. And so I think my advice majorly is be 100% sure that the category of certificate of sponsorship you're applying for, you are well versed in it, you have an experience, you're grounded, and you can speak with some form or level of confidence, about that COS when you are called on for the interview. Yeah. So what other question is pending in this regard? I think I've tackled those three. So there are other alternatives when it comes to certificates of sponsorship or COS that you can go for. However, let me leave it at these three. In the next video, I'll be talking about the construction COS and the related ones that you can as well consider as a work route into the United Kingdom. So stay glued, like, follow, subscribe, share our video. We have a whole lot more that I'll be dropping or coming your way from here. I remain your boy, your friend Jumobi, again from Travul.